Well, yesterday, some quotes emerged from Virgil van Dijk, the club captain, where he admitted he isn't sure whether he will be part of the post-Jurgen Klopp era. And he says that the club's hierarchy have a big job on their hands to replace Klopp. James, look, yesterday you saw these quotes come out, and it's just not what you want to hear if you are a Liverpool fan, because there's just, well, further uncertainty around the club now.
That's the word, uncertainty, and Virgil van Dijk did little to, I guess, confirm that he will be at Liverpool long term. I guess he didn't say he was going to leave either, but I think Liverpool fans are looking for a bit of reassurance after still coming to terms with the news that Jurgen Klopp will be departing at the end of the season. That's not what they wanted to hear. Their talismanic defender who's done so much to them over the course of the last few seasons. The fact that they're now thinking about life after Klopp, and they're now thinking there may be an exodus with his first team, and it's natural for players to be linked with the clubs. We know Mohamed Salah was linked with the move to the Saudi Pro League in the summer. I'm sure that talk will come back up once again. I think there's no time to panic, but when you look at players like Van Dijk, who's got 18 months left on his contract, a few other players in that situation as well. There are players whose contracts end at the end of this summer, but perhaps players not as integral to Liverpool at this moment in time. It's an interesting situation they're in at the moment. There will be, naturally, a new manager will come in with his own thoughts, but you don't want to have too much of a transition, and I think Liverpool fans will be hoping they can keep on to their best players, because it's been such a brilliant start to this season. They're still in full competitions. I think the focus has got to be on the end of the season, winning things, rather than worrying too much about what might happen in the summer.
I do think, actually, when you look at that Liverpool squad, you know, it's not going to be left in the work. Obviously, Jurgen Klopp is going to be a huge miss, and like we say, we've seen the effects of Sir Alex Ferguson leaving Man United and Arsene Wenger leaving Arsenal. But in terms of, like, the players, you know, Jarell Quansah's come through, Ibrahim Konate's young, Conor Bradley was brilliant in their FA Cup win, and I do think this Liverpool team, despite some of the big names perhaps maybe leaving in the summer or whenever they do go, obviously, they have to get this managerial appointment next right. I mean, Liverpool fans will say the only person they want to replace Jurgen Klopp is Jurgen Klopp. And obviously that can't happen. So, yeah, but I look at their squad, and they've still got some brilliant youngsters, even if they do let perhaps some of their more experienced players go. But obviously, the next appointment is obviously huge.
And they have coped in the absence of players that have gone in the past. Yeah. We mentioned Philippe Coutinho before. I know that was a long time ago. But especially in the front three, Mane and Firmino, they can do it. And that midfield has already been transitioned. It's Liverpool 2.0 in that midfield, because they had a revamp of that area last summer. So whether players leave, as long as the board and the scouts are doing their due diligence, they will sign players who can keep Liverpool moving in the right direction.
I think it's just when you hear the names of sort of Van Dijk, you don't know his future. Salah, throw Trent in there as well.
Yeah, and I think the other difficulty is, you know, what order do you recruit the manager and the sporting director, and who's actually making those decisions? Because, you know, they're going to be without a sporting director in the summer, and at the moment they're going to be without a manager as well. And FSG, we've always thought of as smooth, clinical operators. This is a difficult juncture for them now.